Right, we are back here at Warwick Farm, and I am catching up with one of the Picker boys, Joe Picker. Firstly, thank you for joining me, mate.
No worries, Paul.
Don't take another step back, but the filly, we did say she might stick her head out the door. As soon as we went on cue, she came and stuck her head out the door. Firstly, you're selling lot number 12, and it's a filly that a lot of people are going to be very, very keen on, the Captaintreacherous out of Just Carla. Firstly, excited about selling her?
Yeah, it's well, she's beautiful filly, but we've ummed and ahed whether we were going to sell her or not, and we've decided to bring her here, and hopefully she can do a job here.
Get for sale. Is it your first dipping your toe in the ocean, I suppose, of selling a horse yourself? Yeah,
it is. She's had a few foals now, Just Carla, but this is the first time that I'm bringing one down here. So it's quite exciting.
She doesn't like me playing with her. She wants me to pat her. Yirribee Pacing Stud. It's got a new name, the Picker family, a new sort of, I suppose, evolution, if you like, and it's a big family operation. Are you personally enjoying this side of it?
Yeah, well, I haven't had much to do with it yet. Haven't been down there to see it much. We've been pretty busy at home, but I'm really excited about it. It's the horses have been in the family forever. We grew up with them as kids down at Nana and Granddad's, and Dad trained a few when he was younger, and then Dennis obviously took over, and he's doing a great job. He done a great job there for a few years. And then this is, I suppose, just another branch of it, isn't it? The breeding, and I'm intrigued by it. I think we all are, and come to days like this or weekends like this, and it's exciting and fun.
She wants to play with one of us a fair bit. Have you ever driven one?
Track work, yeah. Done a lot of. When I say a lot of track work, mainly at home. Few times round with the Hewitt boys, first cousins. So at Goulburn and then at Bathurst at Uncle Burns and that. So, but never raced. I always said I was going to, but never.
Not going to?
Never done it. No.
It'd be a good publicity thing for Harness Racing New South Wales. They might have to get you involved in it. Firstly, just Carla. Dad might have alluded me to this, that you fell in love with her. You did everything from sleeping next to her in boxes and things like that, going away with her when you could, in between your football commitments and the likes. What brought that all about? Me and Dennis decided that it'd be a good idea for me to buy a horse, buy a nice mare. He done a lot of the research, and it took a while to find her. It wasn't a snap decision. We ummed and ahed over a few, and we finally come up with Carla, and she come over, and she was just. It was my outlet from football, horses. That's what I done. Any bit of spare time I had, I was looking up fields and watching races, and it was just become a passion for me. And she came over, and she was just so big and strong and impressive. She was a beautiful animal, and I know, just we were very lucky to have the run we had with her. And every time I was home, I was going to see her and look after her, and it was good. It's true, you actually slept in the box next to her one night. Is that true?
I don't know what he's talking about there.
That's what he told me. I believe everything Dad tells me. It's cool. So when you say as an outlet, just give you something different to think about instead of the football day in, day out.
Yeah, footy can take over your life when you're doing it flat out every day, and you'll find a lot of the boys have some sort of outlet. Mine was to go home. Obviously the sheep and that at home, but the horses, I just talk to Dennis nearly on the phone every day, twice a day sometimes, about horses. And when I'd have a day off, I'd always be jumping in the car and driving down to Menangle, or when I was at Canberra, I'd be at Canberra every meeting. Drive over to Young of a night time to go watch them over there, wherever I could get. If I wasn't training and I could get to a meeting, I'd be in the car and just trying to go and watch and support Dennis and have fun.
I think the great thing you've said there, because unfortunately, especially I presume it's the same up here, but down in Victoria, when they start talking people involvement in horses, they talk about the punt. You haven't mentioned the punt once. You've actually it's just the enjoyment of the racing and enjoyment of the horses.
Yeah, I was never a punter. Still not now. A lot of the time, the boys would they'd know if I had a horse racing, and they'd all be running down to the tab, or I don't know if when I first started playing footy, if we had the phone apps yet, but I'd go with them. But yeah, very, very rarely would I have a punt. Yeah, so I was always just happy to see him get round safe and get any prize money. Well, that's a bonus.
Had to be good mentally for you then, I suppose. A little bit by the sounds of it, the passion you got, you might have got a bit worked up more about the horses maybe than the game of footy.
Yeah, I used to get pretty nervous, especially when you get them down there on a Saturday night at Menangle, and you're in a nice race. I'd be as nervous sitting there in the crowd watching a horse go around as what I would been able to run out on playing a game of footy.
What about the euphoria when you win? And she won plenty of good races. Do you compare it to a game of footy, or is it different?
Yeah, I suppose it's a little bit different because it's not such a big group of people. It's more
intimate.
Yeah, a bit more intimate. But the night Carla won down at Melbourne with the breeders, I wasn't allowed to go. My coach at the time told me that I couldn't go. I was devastated. Anyway, I remember I watched it on my iPad out the back of a stadium after a game of football, and we weren't playing, but out the back end, I was jumping up and down, and I just over the moon, and I was just standing there by myself. No one was there with me, so it was quite funny. But and then I went to the pub by myself that night too.
Did you chip your coach afterwards?
He called me into the office the next morning because he heard what had happened, that she'd won, and he apologised to me, and he said, "Can I make it up to you?" And I said, "I don't think so, mate. You've robbed me of that one."
Who was the coach?
Michael Maguire.
Oh yeah, so he's still coaching in here, I think, at the minute, isn't he?
He's just been appointed the New South Wales head coach for Origin. So, it was it was a bit disappointing missing that one, but that's how they go. And Dennis and my little brother Ben went down that night, and they had a wee overnight, I think, from all reports. So
I was just giggling then. I was thinking, imagine if you'd done your ACL or something, jumping up and down, because there's blokes falling over in bathtubs at the minute doing them and all the rest. He would have been kicking himself. He would have been thinking, well, if I was with the boys, he might have behaved himself a bit more.
No, probably lucky I didn't go down, because I mightn't got on the plane to get back to training the next day.
Your footy career, you're a very decorated footballer, and only for a short period of time.
Yeah, I didn't play for a big long time. I debuted when I was 19, so I got an early start, especially probably in the forwards. But I sort of fell out of love with the game a little bit as I got sort of to my mid-20s, and then I think by 27 I'd had enough. I got married, and my first son was on his way. And I was living in Sydney at the time, playing for Souths, and I just said to my wife, I don't want to raise a kid down here in the city. I want to go home. And Naomi's not at all a football girl. She didn't even know what football was when I first met her, so it didn't worry her one single bit to leave the game. And we just packed up and went home virtually.
Now you got out of it all. You're not even doing sort of country footy or anything.
No, my two boys and my oldest girl, actually, I had three playing in the junior footy last year. That was my first experience with the kids. They asked me. I didn't ask them to play. They come and asked me to play. So I said, of course. Dad and Mum drove me all over the country, so I can't say no to doing it with them as well.
So that's the next phase for you.
I'd say that'll be my next 20 or 30 years, following them guys around.
Hopefully we got you into horses, mate, and enjoying it and showing a bit of that passion as well, and bringing some of the guys along as well. I think we need to cross-pollinate all our sports as best we can and things like that. And I think, like I said, the greatest part about your story there before was not about the punt. A lot of footballers, as I said, get tarred with this brush of being bad punters, and and it's not always that way. I suppose you guys need something to chill out over. Otherwise, it would just eat you up day in, day out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and there's guys. It's like anything. You always hear about the bad punter, and the bloke losing all his money. You never hear about the bloke that actually knows a bit about the horse game, and he has a punt, but he knows what he's doing. Like Jared Croker's one of my best mates. We roomed together for years playing footy, and he knows what he's talking about, and he's involved in them, and he knows what he's doing, but he loves a punt. So there's all different sides of it, I suppose. But Jared's been doing a bit with the horses, and Sammy Williams I've seen, another guy I played with. So it's good, and you're right. Like, it's good to cross codes and get other people involved. So
Absolutely. This filly's sick of me. She doesn't like me at all. As I said, lot 12. She goes under the hammer very, very early. Joey, thanks for a good chat. I reckon we'll be doing more with you, and hopefully, as far as the industry goes, like rugby, and you guys call it footy up here, we call it rugby or league or whatever we do down in south. But I think Storm won last night too. I do know that much, so that part's all good. So I know to barrack for the purple haze. That part's fine. But it's good just to cross pollinate, mate. Good luck tomorrow. I reckon I might call out the farm and have another chat with you a bit longer without a horse trying to nip me the whole time as well.
No worries, all good on you.